Mayhem does thou await. Welcome one, welcome all to Mellow and Vibe Hellfire to the Yeah Baby episode 44. We kicking it back, taking it through time, old school to the nines, to the classic. We are. Of course, everybody truly is welcome here. Mellow Vibe, episode 44, with me, your host, Oscar Reedlin. We're keeping it wild, wacky. And of course, here at Mellow Vibe, we're very, very unpredictable. We have no idea what the hell is going down. And of course, another update sometime in about 2 weeks, probably less. I will be hosting a brand new show, something a bit weird. It is, but that's also the title of the show, something a bit weird. I mean, it's going to be something a bit weird because we are going in, and yes, I may be joined this side, that side, forwards and backwards over the Irish Sea by a co-host, but I may not be joined by a co-host. Who knows, but that is the way it's going to be. Sometime in less than 2 weeks, I'll be rocking it wild, perhaps hosting a brand new show, something a bit weird. So come on over, it's very much right here on the tube of you, indeed. Right then and there, we're going to be doing that live, just like we do Mellow and Vibe Hellfire to the yes. And on this very episode 44, with me, your host, Oscar Reedlin, we're going to be taking a step back through time and beyondwards. For me, it's not that long ago. For me, where we're going existed not that long ago, probably about 3, maybe 4 years ago. Was it 5? No, surely not 5. No, maybe 6. It wasn't that long ago. I'll tell you what it is. On this very episode, we're going to be talking about Blockbuster. We're going to be talking about love film. We're going to be talking about the moments and the times throughout history where you could journey out and you had to go to a place, or you could go to a place. You didn't have to go to a place, but you could go to a place. And you could pick up DVDs. And not that long ago, you could pick up VHSs. If you don't know what a VHS is, it's a tape. If you don't know what a tape is, it's how we watched television back in the day. We recorded things on them. And sometimes, depending on where you're going, the big tapes, they run in the recorders. So in the cameras, yeah, that's right. The cameras didn't do as they do right here, right now. They had to have film in them, yes. And if you don't know what film is, I've been on this earth many years, eons, if you will. And we're talking about those moments. It probably, a lot of you may truly remember, and if you do, then you will know that feeling and that thought and that process, because I miss that so much. I had this thought the other day. I was watching a movie called Yes Man with a Jim Carrey. We can get into that. Yes, indeed. And he was in the video store. He was in the DVD store. He was in Blockbuster. They didn't advertise it as Blockbuster, but it was Blockbuster. This movie was recorded or crafted and created in 2008. Not that long ago. But if you think about it, it's almost 20 years ago. 2008 was almost 20 years ago. If you crafted a life, then it'd be But yeah, Blockbuster, that's what we're talking about, because I absolutely loved going to Blockbuster. I went to Blockbuster after school almost every day, because the Blockbuster that was very close to where I used to live eons ago, they had the £1 movie rentals, where you could rent a movie for just £1 £1 coin, and then you brought it back, or you could give it, pay some more coins and keep it again. And also, as well, they did the twisted credit late fees. So basically, if you rented out a movie or a game or a set of movies or a set of games or both, you mix and match, and you returned them late, what they would do is they would scan your membership. This was the one near where I used to live. I think all the other Blockbusters did it because we did rent from some others as well over the times when we were jumping around. They'd put a credit on your account and they'd say, oh yeah, you've got this much overdue because these DVDs, these games, they were like 3 days late, 4 days late. So what would you like to do? Would you like to pay that in cash, or would you like to take out and rent more movies, more games in the cost of that amount? I mean, it's a no-brainer. I mean, if you want to pay it off. That's perfectly fine. But what I did every time, I mean, I was never late because I always brought it back on time because I was like, you know what, I'm going to pay some more, I'm going to take it back, I'm going to rewatch it again. Like I did that a lot with the Nightmare on Elm Street. It's like renting them one at a time and, you know, going back, and even with the new one as well, or the newest one. And then I did that with a lot of the horror movies, like, because the franchises and the Harry Potters as well, going back and renting out the Harry Potters. Sometimes I'd rent a few of them out, like 2 or 3 out, and then I'd watch those in one night, like 2 or 3 or 4, watch those in one night. And yeah, well, I mean, this is going back a few years, so I think as we did this, not all of them were out and available. And of course, Love Film became, if I've got this correct, Netflix. But what happened with Love Film was very similar to Blockbuster, but Blockbuster had that true pure feeling because you actually went to Blockbuster. You drove down to Blockbuster, you walked down to Blockbuster, and you went in, and it had that atmosphere, it had that smell, it had that vibe. And every time I went in there, I felt a certain way. I was like, yes, you could smell the popcorn, you could smell the donuts, you could smell the movies, you could, sorry, I'm having a nostalgia moment. Oh my damn, you could smell the ice cream, the soda, you could, I'm having a drink. I mean, what I'm drinking is a bit of, you know, it's wild, it's got a very heavy flavour, it's not to my liking, it's not too bad. It is a bit of this, and I did a review on it, Coca-Cola Lime, and I know you're thinking it's 0, and the only 0 for me, if I can lean in, you get the idea with that, is this. This is the only OG 0 for me. This is Coca-Cola Cinnamon 0, but when they first brought this out, they did a normal version of it. That is the only 0 for me that is most definitely acceptable, because as of now, I don't like any other zeros. I did a review on lime, and I know what you're thinking, you know, can you just not get a genuine standard issue, you know, Coca-Cola glass and stick a lime in it? Yes, you can. And this, very lime forward. But yeah, but Blockbuster had that feel, had that vibe, because you were there, that atmosphere, that atmospheric where you could smell it, and it just excited you, just emanated, yeah. And Love Film, that eventually became Netflix, and there was a Love Film channel that was virtual. What that was is the kind of new form to where you went online, you went onto their website, and you picked out the movies you wished to watch. You could do as many as you wished. In fact, I think there was a limit, but we always got quite a few. And they mailed them to you. They sent you them in a disc form, and I think in the early days, they were VHSs. We did cover those, but if you want to know more about VHSs, we can rock that wild, and I can talk to you more about the VHSs. I've got quite a collection of VHSs. I can find them, and I can show you exactly what they are. Bam, but I know you know, because VHSs are retro. And of course, they, for the first time, I believe, if I've got this correct, if I'm wrong, please do tell, but I remember hearing it somewhere, I think over 30 years, they released the very first VHS over 30 years with Alien Romulus on VHS, and that was the first movie to be released in VHS form in over 30 years' time, because like VHS has sort of died out in the early 90s, maybe early 2000s. So I think it was about the 90s. So yeah, it's probably been almost 30 years or about 30 years since the last official VHS was released, but Alien Romulus was released officially on VHS. I still need to get a copy. My damn, that is beautiful. Yes, please. But yeah, I love film. That's what you did. You selected your film or your films online, and they sent them to you. And when they sent them to you, they also sent you a return envelope. So you got yours in a big envelope that came with another envelope, so you could mail them back. And I feel I have seen a few floating about on the interweb that still have the original OG casings and the original OG Love Film logo, and they're going for quite some coin. Like like you can pick those up for serious coin, but back then when you could rent them, you only a couple of coins, that's all you need, and you got them for like a weekend. You got them for a weekend, that was it, 3-4 days, that's all you got them for, but that was plenty of time to rock it wild. But that didn't give you the atmosphere. I mean, I enjoyed sitting there sort of saying, oh, let's click on that one, add that one, we'll watch that one, we'll do this one, what's on new releases, bam. But my OG, and I get the same feeling, right, every time I walk into HMV, because HMV is rocking it wild, or even CEX, if you know what CEX is, or if you want to say it, sex, indeed, as they do, sex, because that's how they say it on the advert. They say sex, but it's a C, it's an E, it's an X, it's a C, not an S, it's a C, but they still call it sex. But yeah, I mean, you can buy pornography there, you can get pornography there, not all of them, but some of them, and just not speaking from experience at all. But yeah, I get the same vibes and the atmosphere of when I go to those places, HMV and CEX, and even Trade Me In and sort of second-hand, sort of, or even new, because HMV is new. I think they've got recycled ones, because some places do recycled DVDs, which are second-hand, but they're sent to a facility where they're cleaned and examined and then re-wrapped and repriced. So, yeah, like certain stores around the city, I mean, we're out in the sticks, but when we used to live, like, in the city, well, I mean, it's, for now. But yeah, I do visit the cities, and I go back to the cities and all this, that and the other, which is absolutely bliss, and I love it, and I reminisce, and I put every moment to use. But yeah, that is something I would never forget, Blockbusters. The point is that I wish to make, and the point I'm jibber-jabbering on about this, and I'm henceforth emanating this feel and these thoughts, is because I want to bring it back. I want it to return. I wish for it to return, because I don't know about you, but if you feel it, I mean, I know everything's all more high-tech now, and it's all virtual, and we don't need physical copies, and, we can, put on a mask, and we can download something, and we can watch it on like a 59 million inch screen, and, we can see it there, and all this, that, and the other. We can watch it on the moon, virtually projected, and all this, that, and the other. But it's just the atmosphere and the vibe of stepping into Blockbuster, or like to like that kind of vibe, and just feeling everything and walking around. Like, as I've said, I was watching Yes Man the other day, just the other night, and he was in the DVD store, he was in Blockbuster, and he was looking around, all these new releases, classics, Westerns. That's what they have at HMV. They got the Westerns, they got the world cinema, they got the anime, they got the wrestling, they got everything and all in between. Documentaries, TV shows, that's what they had at Blockbuster. And of course, that's what they had on, well, Love Film was more film. But I think, if I remember correctly, if I am wrong, please do let me know down below, that you could get TV shows and series and documentaries and stuff like that. But I think it was mainly film because it was called Love Film. But Netflix, I mean, that's called Netflix because you're netting those flicks, anything you want. Yeah, but it was absolutely beautiful and I loved every single moment of it. And I spent quite a lot of time at Blockbusters and I even applied for jobs there. Sadly didn't get them, but I applied for quite a few and I've still got my membership cards from Blockbuster where you come in, you get the points, you gather it up, you get discounts, you get, 10% off the snacks, off the concessions, Ben & Jerry's, they had, that was fire. I mean, it was nicely priced back then, but now Ben & Jerry's is, holy hell, like, let me just sell this golden nugget that I've got to buy. I mean, I love Ben & Jerry's. I love Ben & Jerry's. Hellfire to the yes, please. But it costs so much coin. But that is what I wish. I want us to bring back Blockbuster. There is, as far as I know, I think, is it in Alabama? Oklahoma? It's Nebraska's in Nebraska. Where is it? I should know this because I have researched it and I should know. I think is it Nebraska? It's probably not. But there is one, as far as I know, one Blockbuster upon this here very earth, right? Because it's the surviving one. It's the lone survivor. It's the like. If I could and I had the coin, I would fly out to that Blockbuster and I would visit it and I would just walk around. And because I was staying there, maybe I wouldn't be able to rent anything, but I wouldn't need to. It would just be the memories and the moments like that. If I had the coin and the means, I would fly out and I would just stand in that Blockbuster and I would reminisce and I would just take it all back in. Like, if you feel the exact same way as me, please speak it loud, speak it loud. Leave your thoughts, feelings and opinions down below. Your memories, your moments to do with Blockbuster, Love Film or anything like that. Should it be returned? I feel it should. I wish for it to be returned. But that's just me. Let me know what you feel. Like, I love Blockbuster. I cherish the moments and I miss those moments. And I cherish the moments every time I go into Trade Me and CEX, any DVD shops, HMV, all this, that and the other. It is beautiful. It is bliss. But I wish for Blockbuster to return because that was the pure fire magic. All those years of going down to Blockbuster, renting out the games, the latest releases, the classics, the icons, even with the movies and the TV shows, just renting them all and just, it was unforgettable. It was unforgettable. I will never, ever forget that. History in the making, and I wish and I pray that will return. And if I ever get the coin and the means, I will fly out to that single lone Blockbuster and I will visit it and we can do an episode from that very Blockbuster. Holy hell, if that's a thing. Dreams do come true. I mean, I know dreams do come true, but yes. I have been your host, Oscar Riedland. This has been episode 44 of Mellow and Vibe, with me rocking it while going back through time, stepping into Blockbuster, and of course, timing it up. Coca-Cola Cinnamon Zero, the OG. Not too bad. We will return with some more madness, mayhem, utter, blissful, beautiful, unfiltered chaos here at Mellow and Vibe as we flow it, go it, rocking it wild. I've been your host, Oscar, relint it has been my honour, my pleasure, my privilege. Speak it loud, speak it proud, let your voice be heard. Thoughts, feelings and opinions all down below. Because I wish to truly know hell, fire to the yes, keep it groovy. And always live in those blissful, beautiful memories. Reminisce, pure and true.